All right, we're going to be going through the body weight and core routine for the 5K running program. This is great because it can be done pretty much anywhere. You can find a nice grassy field. You can do it on a yoga mat in your house, on the floor, just about anywhere. So it's really good for the core, for your hips. Going to help keep you nice and strong for the power transfer as you're running, and hopefully also help keep you injury free. So when you finish, this is for after you've finished one of your runs. So you're going to start out with some body weight squats. Okay, for these, 15 of these, and you're going to be focusing on keeping your feet nice and parallel, trying to get your knees out over your toes, back nice and flat, focus on bending at the knees. Want to think about having your shins and back at about the same angle as you go down, so they're parallel. Okay, next up, we're going to do a series of crunches. You're going to be getting down on your back. You start out lying flat with your feet out. Get that low back down on the ground, the mat, wherever you are. So you're already engaging your abs before you even start the crunch. You're going to come up. These ones you can do anywhere from 10 to 20, depending on what kind of shape you're in. If 10 is just not enough for you, go up, go to 20. The next set, after you finish 10 there, is going to be here. Bring those knees up. Get about 90 degree here at the waist, and ideally about a 90 degree here at the knees. Low back stays down. Belly's hopefully flat. Drawing the belly button in. Stuffing your rib cage down into your pelvis. 10 there. Next up, legs are going to be almost straight up. Again, keeping about 90 degrees at the hips. Legs might not go totally straight. It's okay to have a little bend. Especially they might be a little tight after a running workout. This is good. Going to get him a little bit stretched out. Next up, after 10 of those, at least, you're going to bring those feet back down to the mat. And you got your hip. You're going to be doing some glute bridges. You can focus on flexing those butt cheeks. Coming up, back down for at least 10 of these. And then you're going to add in leg extensions each time you come up. And once you're setting those hips down, one vertebrae at a time with your back. Getting your low back, your tailbone down the mat at the finish. Ten more of those with the extensions. Then you're going to roll onto your side. Head can be up on a hand, can be down here, can be up on an elbow, wherever you're comfortable. For some clamshells. Here, lifting your knee and your toes, keeping your heels together. Do at least 10 of these on each side. Again, you're focusing on that glute and these abductors. Get that leg up, knee up, toes separated. Flip around, 10 on the other side. Next up, you're going to come into a hands and knees position. You want to try to have back nice and flat. Engage the core. Have that good hip tilt, so back might be a little tiny bit rounded here. You're going to flex your glute. Get that leg up. For 10 of these on each leg. Trying to keep that back and flat, hips level. Focusing on flexing the glute, squeezing that butt cheek, essentially. Then you're going to be doing 10 fire hydrants. Kind of like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant, except I don't want you to actually be a dog. You're not opening up your hips, trying to keep your hips level. I want you using that hip joint and your abductor muscles here on the side of your thigh. 10 of those. You're going to flip back over, back into your crunch position. Starting here, you'll be dropping knees for windshield wipers down to either side. Count that as 1, 2. You're doing at least 20 of these. 3, 4. Nice and slow, steady pace. Good for the obliques. When you finish 20 of those, you're going to come up to a seated position. Your hands next to your hips. Get your butt up off the floor ideally. That would be the progression here. You can do this from a seated position. The progression is coming up onto hands and you're on your heels. Knees are just a little bit bent and you're stepping out as far as you can to the side with each foot, alternating. 10 on each leg. Can be done from a seated position. You pick that leg up a little bit, set it down on the outside so that hip flexor gets a chance to relax. Next up is going to be a side plank. So again, you can start out from a kneeling side plank, knees down, foot is back behind me, and here you're going to get leg lifts on the side. Progression here is you come up into a full side plank on your feet and your elbow. Then get back far enough to get that full, and you can do leg lifts from there, trying to keep torso nice and straight in line. A little difficult, but like a plank. 10 leg lifts. So again, that can be from knee or in a full plank. Try to progress to the full plank. And the last one is going to be similar to the stepping out. You're going to be coming up from a C position, hands next to your hips. Push yourself up, shoulders down, onto your heels and your hands. And you're going to alternate lifting the leg. These are really good for the hamstrings. This one is a little bit difficult to do. If you can't go from here, you're going to have to just basically lift and scoot your butt up. A little bit easier from this position. You can come into a full crab position. Just not working the hamstrings as much. So work up to one of these, 10 on each leg. Keep doing these. After a few weeks, they'll start to get a little bit easier, and then you're just going to do more. It doesn't get any easier, you just do more.